Hello and welcome to Meet Our Makers, an artist interview podcast produced in association with Beats Per Minute. I'm your host, Jeremy J. Facette. On this episode, we get to meet singer-songwriter Madi Diaz. In this chat, Madi and I discuss at length her brand new solo record, History of a Feeling, which is out now on Anti. It's her first solo record in a while, but she hasn't been keeping silent as much as keeping out of the limelight. Writing a lot of music, working in the studio, she even had a song on the last Kesha record, but now, with her new solo record, she is ready to be back in the thick of it. We talk about her experiences getting comfortable with releasing such personal, baldly autobiographical music, as well as what it's been like for her kind of coming up in the music industry and what she's been up to in the gap between records. We also go on a bit of an excursion talking about Disney movies and The Brave Little Toaster. It'll make sense when you get to it, I promise. So I hope you enjoy this wide-ranging, humorous conversation with a great musician. Thank you for listening. This is me meeting Madi Diaz. Turn
there
mine on too.
Oh, is that how this? I mean, that's what I've been doing.
I'm backlit. That's weird.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and apparently I'm glitching out. Awesome.
Love that. We love the internet.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't always put my camera on. I kind of leave it up to the person.
Oh,
so when they start and they turn their camera on, I'm like, thank God I'm wearing actual clothes and and I can just flip it on.
Not doing anything weird. All right.
Yeah. No, I'm just in my dining room, and I don't know why my internet's doing this, but if it gets too weird, I'll turn it off. I look great. Yeah, I look
great.
Neither here nor there.
It's like a new wave Monet.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that. So how are you? How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm at my mom's house. I haven't seen her for like a year, so.
Oh, fun.
So here we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of the nice thing. One of the nice things about the time we're in right now is that people are kind of beginning to get to see people again.
Yeah, we're riding the wave. Let's ride it.
Oh yeah, we'll see where the wave takes us, I guess.
Oof.
How have you been lately with everything that's been going on?
I've been good. I mean, it's a little shell shocky, a little whiplash-y. But I think I am starting to accept the reality that my life is going to be moving at 1,000 miles an hour, just like it was before.
That's probably true. Yeah, because not only are things opening back up, but you do have a record coming out, so it's kind of a double dose of whirlwind.
Yeah, for real. But I think it's timely, so we'll see.
Was the last year kind to you?
The last year was actually kind of great. Strangely wonderful. I spent a lot of time writing, and I spent a lot of time just at home with friends at home, that like spend so much time on tour that I hadn't been able to see in a really long time. And yeah, it was weird. It was actually, oh God. Yeah, it was actually really an important incubation phase. It felt like incubation period. Yeah, I felt pretty lucky to have it. And even more so that, like a lot of people didn't quite experience that. I think I really am very much a homebody at heart, and so I kind of got to reap the benefits of like being a forced homebody. And I had some like health stuff going on, where I was kind of getting bronchitis every couple of months, and I was kind of work exhausting myself, and so I kind of was at home a lot and forced to look at that aspect of life and like what it actually felt like to like balance work life and home life, and what I kind of actually wanted to build while I was at home. And I was really lucky. Last year I signed the first publishing deal that I had signed in a really long time. I signed the first record deal that I have signed in a really long time,
Mm-hmm.
and finished this record. And uh, yeah, it was there was a lot of like weird forward motion while also like just being okay with things happening at whatever the weird pace was that they would be happening, you know?
Yeah, it was a weird mix, and it seems like I've talked to quite a few people now for this show and in general about the past year and year and a half, and everyone's story is obviously different in some ways, but there is this sort of commonality of like, I don't know, this weird contrast between like the stillness of everything kind of
Hmm.
shutting down, but then everything in your life doesn't necessarily shut down.
Yeah.
And so like you have this time to yourself or, with your bubble or whatever you want to call it, but then also all these other things are still happening. And so
Yeah.
I think you are one of the lucky ones if you had sort of a silver lining type of experience, because I know not everyone got to have that.
Yeah. I mean, I know my brother had a really hard time, and so I just really wanted to be available to him to kind of support him. And I think my parents were pretty scared, both, my on my mom's side and my dad's side. And uh yeah, so it was really interesting to like try and be supportive of your family from a distance, and
Mm,
try to be supportive of loved ones from a distance, and try to, maintain sanity within friendships from a distance. Like, there was so much shit that like I didn't know that we would be dealing with on an issue safety sense, in friend groups and stuff like that, because we weren't grouping.
yeah.
We were isolating and singular, and working within like cells and pods and whatever. And I started dating my boyfriend last year, and it's kind of like you go through like a certain amount of like trust stuff really quickly, when that happens too. And
Yeah.
it was an important phase. It kind of like forced a level of communication and maintaining a level of communication that I don't think I would have otherwise.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you mentioned you were writing a lot. Was that writing for this record or other writing?
I had finished this record, and we were kind of closing mixes and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, like, I'm sure like anybody else, I was like just kind of feeling whole just a myriad of shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
a whole range of like the full fucking spectrum. So,
Yeah.
and I kind of lucked out. I had a couple of really close friends that like wanted to, Zoom write a fair amount, and so I was writing for other artists and writing for myself. And some
Hmm.
really special songs happened last year that probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to otherwise. And it almost felt like, man, is this like a whole new record? And like,
Well, you never know,
we
I guess.
I you kind of don't. So you just kind of have to keep like trucking through it. And
Yeah.
we had nothing better to do.
Right. Yeah. And I know some people found it sort of like stalling to have all the time and
Totally.
and and to also at the same time have like maybe a lack of experiences because you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't see anyone.
Totally.
But the other side of that is that when given the time, as you say, you're kind of forced into a sort of introspective period, and that can always be fruitful as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think if anything, like it just kind of made me very aware of the pace of things. And I think it was actually really good for me to pay attention to that, because usually I'm kind of just like careening forward like a spastic rocket, and not really being like maybe like super intentional with like the direction of that. And kind of like, I mean, I would schedule myself down to like every hour, on a weekday, or like just even a weekly basis. And I think I really didn't have to do that last year, and it was really beneficial to me.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm like really good. I'm like way better at being a slacker now.
That's kind of ironic. I'm sure it's always been in you, just like it's
Oh
on
my
all of
God, you're
us.
so right. You're so right. It just needed its moment to shine. So glad.
Slackers unite. So you
Oh,
mentioned
you got
this.
it too. Cool.
Oh, wait, am I here?
you've got the slacker gene too. That's
Oh,
cool.
yes. Oh, for sure. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm finishing up grad school right now, and
Whoa,
let me tell you.
congratulations.
Thanks.
Holy shit,
Yeah, I'm
that's
on
huge.
my last class, and
Wow.
my last class meeting is tomorrow. And of course, I have something like huge due, and I haven't started yet, but
I
that's,
mean,
hey.
I feel like us slackers do best under pressure.
Oh
So,
yeah.
just ride that out.
I need that deadline.
Yeah, yep.
So you mentioned, and I mentioned this new record, History of a Feeling, which is out August 27th on Anti. It may already be out in the future when this comes out. I'm not sure yet. So if it is out, good people, stop listening and go listen to that first. So that's out on August 27th. Anti, you mentioned it's your first record label in quite a while. Anti is a pretty good one. Um,
I can't believe it. I
yeah, that's a pretty
genuinely
good
can't believe
record,
it.
a pretty good record label. And it has been quite a while since your last record, which we'll talk about probably in a little while. But how does it feel now in this sort of anticipation period with your new record, your first one in a while, finally ready and about to actually come out?
I feel better about this release than I think I have about any release that I've done. I don't know what it is about this, whether I'm just like too old to get too amped like I used to, or what. Being my billionth time around the block with this stuff.
Hmm.
But I don't know, like I just feel good about it. Like I'm excited for people to hear it and to find these songs, however these songs find them in whatever moment, you happen to be in. Yeah, I don't know. I'm psyched. It feels kind of relieving, like I guess when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure that I think I spent almost 4 years making this record,
Oh,
which is
wow.
so crazy to think about. I mean, from start to release, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
it probably took 3 years, which is still totally psychotic. But I weirdly still I feel still very connected to these songs, and um, I some of them I spent a long time writing, some of them I've spent all of 30 minutes or an hour writing, and I don't know, I just feel lucky to catch this one.
Hmm. And you mentioned you hope the songs find people however they find them, and I think that's an interesting perspective on it because the songs, from what I understand, are quite deeply personal, but there is a universality to it as well. Like, you are writing about, and we'll get into it in a moment probably, but you're writing about a lot of your own experiences, but also even the down to the title, right? Like history of a feeling, to be in that feeling, as the song itself even says, like you're living in this history, and it's hard for it to leave you. And that's something I think a lot of people can relate to.
Totally. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess hold on, I had something and then I kind of like I like spaced out for a second. But oh yeah, I was talking to a friend because I guess the truth is when I released the first song from the record, I was a total meltdown. The first song, Man and Me, being like probably one of the most personal songs that I've ever put out. And I
Hmm.
couldn't put my finger on why I was like losing my mind and why I was like losing sleep. And, like I was kind of like super anxious and like felt like I had to like warn the people that I was around that I just like was kind of like a pile of feelings and pile of emo. And my friend Fancy Haygood, who's also a really amazing artist, Fancy was like, Maddie, it's because like this is like the most personal shit you've ever released. Like, of
Yeah.
course you're freaking out. Like, he's like, he was like, I mean, as far as I've known, or as long as I've known you, like this is the most kind of like visceral, like descriptive of like a moment in your life that you're kind of like letting people have. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Oh my God, that's why I'm freaking out. Totally. Okay. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. But it kind of did. It was really nice. It was sweet to get that outside perspective because, I don't know. That's the thing about all of it, and the thing about like these songs, and the thing about, it's nice to get other people's perspective, and it's nice for, like for somebody else outside of your body to like see, to tell you what they're seeing happen inside of your body. It's almost like soothing. You're like, yes, yes, that is what's happening. Yes.
Right,
Okay,
right,
okay.
right. You're like, oh yeah, that is what I was totally doing. You're right.
Right, exactly. Like,
No,
oh,
I
that's
get it.
grounding.
It's like getting someone else's eyes on your work. It can be so informative.
Yeah, it's like actualizing. It's just
Right.
like it the whole thing like becomes like the physical. Okay.
Yeah. And Man and Me is clearly one of the more personal songs on the record. So that was, I mean, honestly, that was a very daring first single, I would think. And how did you arrive at putting that one out first? Because we didn't even know there was a record when you put that out. That just kind of appeared.
That was my favorite part. I was like,
Yeah,
they don't
I
even
bet there were
know
like
that
there
I
were
have a
like
whole
three of
pile.
those.
They don't even know that there's a whole pile waiting.
Yeah, the people at Beats Per
Um,
Minute, every time you put one out in our Slack, they're like, "Is there a record?" And we're like, "We don't know."
I loved it so much. It was so funny. Like by the time I saw people like, talking about the third song, I remember people just being like, cool, and now here's another song. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm so glad that they're bored. Me too, I'm bored too. I want to promise too. I'm ready. I'm ready to make the promise.
Yeah, I'm sure there were a whole bunch of obligations you couldn't break. So,
I feel like Man and Me felt like the obvious single to me just because it felt like the most mine. You know what I mean? It felt like
mhm.
it felt like the easiest thing to do was the most dangerous, daring thing, I guess, or like,
Hmm.
the one that was like the most artistic. Um, I felt like it also felt like the most dangerous and the safest thing at the same time because, there was some sort of safety in knowing that, like, I don't know, if people didn't like it, it was just kind of like a artsy thing that I made 3
Mhm.
years ago. So whatever. It felt kind of like
Low
low stakes.
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, low stakes in a way. While also saying like the most at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That was kind of like the most thought behind it. And I also kind of like wanted to lean in, I produced that song majority by myself, before I kind of gave it to Sarlo to kind of like put some, tie it pretty for me.
Mhm.
Um, so I kind of wanted to lean into, my voice up front, as much as I could, uh, and just kind of like step out as naked as I could be, and then
Yeah,
kind of go,
it's a very spare song.
yeah, it's super sparse. And I think, like part of that also has to do with like the fact that like I was just kind of like, I don't know what else to say. So that's it. I don't know how else it should be because that's just what it is.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to
um
let things be how they want to be.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like I think I probably, like most things, it's like when you start a record, like I could spend 10 years on a record. I could spend 20 years on a record. I could probably make one record for my whole life. But I also like want to rip off the band-aid at some point and just kind of be like, this is what it looks like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this is what
Yeah.
it looks like right now. It's, at that moment, I think it was like 2019. I don't know who's gonna make my record. I have a friend that like lives in Alabama and is like, or no, Louisiana, and was like, please come and use this studio and like let's just poke around. And like that it is very reflective of like so much of like my wandering and my searching and my shoredness and like my not so shoredness at the same time. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So, yes, this is probably the most personal song on the record, but they're all pretty personal. It seems like they are anyway, or at least in some ways they all are. And I've seen, obviously, as I'm sure you're well aware, I've seen some of the press materials around it and kind of talking about the backstory of it. Can you kind of explain where these songs are coming from for people who might not know?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of came in an urgency of really needing to kind of like dig at myself,
Hmm.
and kind of search through some patterns that I had. And it kind of came about while I was feeling like, in a very reflective state at a, you know, uh, new clean break with, someone that I had been with for a good period of time. And you know, what better time to spend over analyzing yourself than after, you know, like a pretty crazy traumatic breakup. So
Sure.
yeah, you know, it kind of definitely came from some pretty heartbreak moments, but it also just kind of comes from like some really grounded alone moments where you're just kind of like over analyzing your singularity and your singleness and your you know, my like, well, but why do I do that? And like, well, but why do I feel that way? And like, well, but why do I choose that? And like,
Hmm.
but why do I want that? And like, but what, and now what do I want? And like, you know, now who am I after, you know, because everything that, you know, we experience changes us, you know, it's like kind of like a car traversing like a very tight crowded parking lot, you know, it's like we're bound to like fucking like ding up against some shit and like bash up against some shit and kind of, oops, sorry, excuse me, sorry, I'm so
Right, right,
sorry.
right. That's a pretty good
um
analogy.
it's just, I'll save that one. I'll
Yeah.
use it again. But you
Yeah.
got it first.
Awesome. Next thing you know, it'll be like Madi Diaz's new album is just like driving
The
through a crowded
crowded
parking
parking
lot.
lot, yeah.
The crowded parking lot of music,
The crowded parking lot of emotions.
of emotions. Oh yes. Oh yes. Um, so with this sort of being in that stemming from that reflective place and some of the lyrics quite clearly dealing in the breakup and kind of like those racing thoughts that you have with thinking about the ex-partner and what happened and why did it happen and all that stuff. Were you nervous to release these songs?
I was initially, and then, you know, like therapy, you know?
Sure.
Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, sure. So it fixes everything, right? I'm like, just like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I was initially nervous to kind of like, but then I kind of was looking at like, well, why I was so nervous, and you know, like, and kind of coming to this realization that like this record kind of has way more to do with me than it does this other person was like a really
Mm.
relieving fact. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
think, you know, initially like, you know, everybody, no one wants to hurt each other. You know what I mean? Like we love is love and love will continue to be love forever. Both fortunately and unfortunately.
Hmm.
And you know, I think initially I was like really scared to hurt someone, and you know, the more people have found these songs and the more thank yous I get with these songs, the more I'm realizing that that's just kind of not in the cards, I don't think, for this record, thankfully.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, so yeah.
So you were worried, but you feel better with it about to come out
Yeah,
now.
I think I feel pretty good. I mean, you
Okay.
know, like we also there, I can't predict anything, you know.
Right, right.
We'll see what happens, but
Do
you
you
know,
do you know if this person has heard these songs?
I'm pretty sure they have,
Okay.
and I feel like uh I feel like, you know, we'll always support each other, you know,
Right.
lovingly from a distance, and you
Right.
know, and that's like a really beautiful thing that I'm like super thankful for. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
It's nice that now at least from your perspective maybe there's no like I don't know what you want to call it like bitterness or acid left in that.
Well, yeah, I think, and that takes, you know, a shit ton of work on both sides, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you cut each other up like that, like there's bound to be some cut up feelings.
Right.
And like the more cut up you are, the more feelings, you know, you have, you know, because the pieces are tinier and they're sharper and um, but yeah, I don't know. Uh, um, I think, you know, I'm also trying to just like have it feel like one big old release. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Like we get to just release all of it. We get to release the record. We get to release the feelings. We get to, it's not mine anymore. Like it's like yours, and now it's everybody's, which is dope.
Yeah. Do you think that this sort of journey you've gone on from being a little bit nervous to being less nervous will make it easier to play these songs live?
I've never been nervous to play these songs live, and
Oh, okay.
that's the fucked up thing. It's like every time I play those songs, I feel like I get a little bit closer to myself, which is, I don't know, it's really awesome. It's like been the
Hmm.
most gratifying. It's been the most gratifying process ever. I mean, I've previously touring, like there were a lot of songs that I used to play that, like, I don't know, I felt like I wasn't even there when I was playing those songs, and it kind of made me really sad, and I wasn't really sure how to like move forward in my writing. And so when I was writing this record, I was also simultaneously kind of playing once a month in Nashville. And the purpose behind that was to make sure that, like, when I was playing the song, I was like still in my body start to finish. And like
Hmm.
if I was able to kind of like stay in my body from start to finish, that to me was like the signal that like it was real. You know what I mean? And that like
Yeah.
I really meant it, and that like every word was real, every melody was real, and the song was just like ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
yeah. Yeah.
So I want to talk specifically about one song that was actually one of the singles, "New Person, Old Place." To me, this song and its placement on the record being the penultimate track, it kind of feels like it's sort of the culmination of everything that comes before it on the record, and it
Mm,
feels it feels like this moment of realization or understanding, or even maybe like being at peace with the situation that a lot of the songs were talking about. There's definitely like a acceptance in that song, I guess.
mm.
Is that accurate or horribly inaccurate?
No, that's totally it. I mean, it does. It is new personal place is kind of like it's like, aha. It is. It's like, oh my God, I'm here now. Like I'm actually like I actually get to be over here, and like it is like almost like it's like a little bit of an arrival, and this kind of like um the can't be a new person, and the old place being like the thought pattern or like the habit or like
Hmm.
like in you're just like in your shitty circle jerk cycle, you know what I mean, like
Hmm.
where it's just this like weird spiral, and it's not even necessarily downward, it's just a shitty spiral.
Yeah. Sorry, my dog is barking now. Um,
Good boy, we
I,
like
d-
we like 'em barking.
I, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe there's a delivery. I don't know. She's crazy. Anyway,
She's keeping you safe.
yeah, I am
She's
home alone
protecting
right
you.
now, and she's protecting me.
Don't you feel so good?
Anyway,
Oh, amazing.
so yeah, so that's kind of the vibe that I got from that track, like sort of how you can't really grow if you're not forcing yourself to change where you are emotionally. You need to kind of get yourself out of that scenario, or else you'll never be that new person.
Yeah, yep, 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 yep.
And then I also want to ask
Nailed
about
it.
thanks, awesome, crushed it. Um, I also want to talk about the last track, "Do It Now," just because I am curious. First of all, who your duet partner is on that track, and then
Oh,
also because I don't know, and then also why is this the song that you felt should have a secondary vocalist? Because I think it's the only one.
yeah, it is the only one. Is it the only one?
If it isn't, then it's the only one where it's really, really obvious that
Really
there's a second
obvious.
singer. Yeah, maybe it's just
Yeah.
because he's a guy. I don't know.
That's one of my best friends, Stephen Rabel, who is just, I mean, I've always called him my lighthouse, and I met him during kind of like, man, that period. I think I was like, fresh out of my breakup, and I had seen him around the scene for a long time, but he actually opened up for me years before at the Bootleg, RIP, in LA, in East LA. And I remember like him opening up for me and being like, dude, this guy is like fucking so way too cool. He's just cool, and I don't know what to do, and so I'm just gonna not talk to him. And he literally said the same thing to me. He was like, I just remember thinking she's so fucking cool, and like, so I just am gonna not talk to her. And so we didn't talk to each other. Because that's what we were back then. And then, you know, I ran into him, and he sang this song of his called 90 Days, and it was before Pink cut it and released it a couple of years ago. And this song just hit me like a truck. And I just remember like listening to him sing. Oh my God. And I just was gripping to the edge of this bar, just like, you know, quiet sobbing in the corner straight up. And my friends looking at me and going like, are you okay? And me just being like, no, I mean, I'm just not. I'm so not okay. And I went outside and I think we were both still smoking cigarettes at this time. And I remember outside smoking, and he came up to me, and I was just like, man, he was like, it's been a long time, I haven't seen you around. And I was like, I need to I need that song. Like, what can I do? What am I gonna do? And like, and we exchanged information, and like we had breakfast the next day, and just kind of ended up like hanging out a bunch. And it Stephen Rabel was like the parting gift to me from Los Angeles. Like his,
Mm,
you know, his friendship and just like our love was this really beautiful. It was like LA's weird way of being so LA and being like, but you'll keep coming back because like look at this beautiful gift that I'm giving you, you
right.
know? So yeah, I made him sing a bunch on the record, and specifically on that song. And yeah, I think the reason wow, sorry, that was like a really long
Oh no, that's fine.
we have a love story, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I just like
I'm here for it, so it's
I
fine.
love a love story. What am I supposed to do? We love love stories.
Of course we do.
but but yeah, that song to me, you know, even the meaning of that song was kind of like my invitation of like, I don't know, kind of like opening my heart to another person again, and like how scared I was to do that. Um, so much so that it almost is like that song is like almost to me is like come fuck with me. You know what I mean? Or like don't it's like come fuck with me, like all like you better do it now. You better do it on the front end of this because like I can take it in the beginning, but I
Yeah,
cannot take it in the end, you
yeah.
know? And so it felt important to me to like, you know, have him be a part of that just because like, you know, he's first of all, Rabel's been, you know, such a huge part of the story, my story, in kind of like the on the healing side of this and like kind of finding my shit again. And then, you know, he also like kind of represents, you know, like my ability to have my vulnerable ass, open ass heart back out there again. Like
So it's kind of like a full circle moment that he shows up to duet with you on that song.
totally,
Yeah,
totally, totally, totally. Yep, because he definitely was there when I was like the most like, no.
yeah. Like I don't think like if he had said no or wasn't available, you probably would not have had a duet partner on that song.
No, 100.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that I know that now because it is such a there's such a like tenderness to that song. So
Mm.
it's nice to know that there's like it's more weight to it than just like, oh yeah, I liked his voice and he was around. So
Oh hell no, no. He means like so much to me. He means so many things and the world and then some, you know.
Mhm. So this record is mostly pretty acoustic. A lot of acoustic guitars, a lot of electric guitars, but not in a traditional, typically not in a traditional like hard rock kind of way. It is a little bit more folky and country-ish than your some of your older stuff was anyway.
Yeah.
So who I'm curious then, who were some of your sort of major inspirations over the past couple years? Because to me, especially on the first half of this record, which is a little quieter, I think, than the second half, um, I'm getting like some Nina Anastasia, some Patty Griffin,
Mm.
and then also there's like some, there's like a new wave of like super introspective singer-songwriters like Julian Baker, Phoebe Bridgers, or whoever you want to name.
Mm.
Who were you inspired by, or who were you listening to a lot over the past few years? Or like what kinds of stuff anyway?
I am like a really painful creature of habit, like to the point where like I like need to force myself to listen to new shit. I really like obsess over Joni Mitchell Blue album. I mean,
Oh,
and it
well,
had its
happy belated
ha-
birthday.
thank you so much. I
Oh
mean,
my
I feel
God.
like
Oh, to you?
we've come so far together, me and Blue.
You and Blue. I
It's our
know.
anniversary also. Um, yeah, I grew up listening to that record, and I listened to a lot of the Mamas and the Papas, and so
Hmm.
I feel like I'm kind of always like just going back there and turning that stuff kind of over and over again just because I love it. And I think, I definitely was listening to a good bit of I'm a big Julia Michaels fan. I think she's just like
Hmm.
I think she's like the main like scary genius of, our generation. And, I've been listening to like a good bit of like even like kind of Kathleen Hanna's projects, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm just a huge fan of her. And
R.I.P. Le Tigre. I mean,
oh my god, why would they do that?
why would they go out on their best record too?
I know. I mean, it's just it's like to add insult to injury.
It's like when Slater Kinney, we thought they were done and they had just released The Woods and it was so good. And then they were like, yeah, we're out.
God, what are we supposed to do with that, dude?
I don't know.
But
Anyway.
yeah, that and when I was closing mixes, I was listening to Waxahachie's new record,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
St. Cloud. That record was like, it's funny. I almost wish that that record had happened while I was writing for this record in a way. But she came around just when I was like, kind of closing it out. So that was nice. That was nice
Yeah.
of her. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love. I'm a super big Laurie McKenna fan. I
Hmm.
love her storytelling and her songwriting, and for sure Patty Griffin. That's like she's like. But Jason Isbell too. I was starting to kind of like
Oh,
dig in
yeah.
on
Yep.
on his stuff. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I was like, it takes a village.
Yeah, but I can see traces of basically all of those people in what you're doing. And also like when you talk about, like Joni and the Mamas and Papas, people from those eras are still influencing
Ugh,
what's happening now. So
they're
it
forever.
makes total sense. Yeah. I know. Did
Yeah,
you
they're
see
gonna
that?
echo for forever.
Did you see that adorable video of Joni Mitchell talking the other day?
Oh, she's so precious. She's
I
so good.
I hope
I
she's
love that she
doing
also just
well.
doesn't give. I love that she just doesn't give a fuck, really. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
she stopped so many years ago.
she just doesn't. She's just like, and I'm glad that you are finally getting it. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got. Like, duh.
Yeah, it's like a 23-second video, and it's the first we've heard from her in like years. And she's like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Man, well, she's got one of my favorite interviews that I've ever watched. I mean, like, I'll like, I don't know, every once in a while it's like this like weird manic every like, seasonal thing that like I'll stay up until like, 4 o'clock in the morning, YouTubing videos, interviews, performances, whatever I can fucking find
There's so
with
much.
there's so much with Joni Mitchell specifically and Judy Garland. I don't know why those are my two, but they just are. And like oh god, Joni has this one interview where she talks about exactly that. Why she's like, people are like, the interviewer was like, why don't we ever know what's happening with you? Why don't we see you or hear from you or anything? And she was just like, well, because when I leave my house and go to the grocery store, I'm misunderstood. And when I leave my house and I go for a walk, I'm misunderstood. And when I leave my house and I go, listen to my friends play, I go, out for whatever, I'm misunderstood. And so I tend to not leave my house because I don't want to be misunderstood. And I was just like, damn. people just people just don't get it, and she just doesn't have the time, and I love
No.
that so much.
And was this like an old interview and she still had like a bunch of
Yeah.
albums to come out? Yeah, so she's like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna make these weird fucking albums. Like basically from Hijira on, she's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, y'all are just gonna take so long to get it, and I
Yeah.
don't have the time. I'm
Also,
busy making shit.
I mean, not for nothing, but as brilliant and beautiful as Blue is, I don't find it a particularly hard to understand record. Like,
No kidding.
the emotion, I know she's a really astute and poetic writer, but the emotions are right there.
They're right there. I mean,
Like,
come
just listen to
on.
Little Green and watch your heart break into a million pieces.
Oh, what is and I wish I had a river I could
Oh
skate
God. I
away
know.
on.
I
I
was just
mean,
talking about that song the other day and how I think it's hilarious that she created basically a song that has been co-opted as a Christmas song, but it's actually one of like the saddest breakup
the
songs.
saddest songs that anyone will
I made my
ever
baby
experience in their
cry.
lives.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Anyway,
I made
I
my
could,
baby say goodbye.
yeah, and that last note when she's like, make my, spread my wings and fly, that long note. Anyway,
Yep.
I could talk about Blue for like 3 hours, but anyway.
Same. Same. Yep.
So
We'll need another segment.
yeah, bonus episode where Madi Diaz and I just talk about Joni Mitchell. We
Just
go through
only
the
talk about how
entire
much we
Joni
love
Mitchell
it.
discography.
It's like we don't even have to analyze it. We just get like really hyped on it for
Right.
3 hours.
Like Turbulent Indigo, underrated. Hot take, underrated. All
I
right.
love that hot take.
Anyway, so I am curious though, because you have been putting out music for a while. I personally, I'll admit, was unaware of your work until Man and Me came out earlier this year. For those who don't know, she gestured. That's fine.
Two thumbs up, thumbs up. I
Yeah,
think it's great.
you think it's great, which
I think it's great.
that kind of bleeds into my question a bit. So the last record, I think that you came out with was called Phantom, and it was in 2014, which is now 7 years ago.
It's a long
Um,
enough time ago. Yeah.
yeah, and time makes no sense anymore, so it
Mm,
feels even longer.
that's great. Yeah.
But I went back and listened to it the other day for the first time, and it's quite different. I mean, it's a lot more sort of synthetic. It's a little bit more up tempo. Um, Whereas this one, History of a Feeling, is sort of more organic and acoustic and a little bit more patient
Mm.
and stuff like that. Is that indicative at all as to like who you are now versus who you were then, or was that just kind of the style you were trying to do then?
Yeah, I think even that, it's like, when if you're trying to do a style, if you're kind of like after something, or if you're like, I don't know, trying to like, it was kind of like I really wanted to see if I could serve it up on a silver platter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was really intrigued with the idea of like how big it could sound, as opposed to kind of like focusing in on, I don't know, I've had various people throughout my life and my career tell me that like my voice is enough. And like it's like me, it's about me and the guitar and the voice and the song, and like that's it. And like it's taken me a really long time to like understand what the shit that they were very plainly telling me. Which is maybe a little aggravating, but like, isn't it just so human though to like want to like overcomplicate and like, exhaust things? And I think, there was so much of me for a long time that was telling myself that like it wasn't enough that it was just me. It wasn't like I should have like a projector with like crazy lights and videos and like things happening,
Mm-hmm.
to like give people a reason to stay, or like there had to be some crazy beat to get people to stay, or there had to get, you know what I mean? Like there were so many things that I thought that I had to do to get people to stay. And I don't know, man, like this last record, I just wasn't really thinking about like what I could do to get people to stay. I was kind of just trying to figure out like what I was staying for,
Yeah.
I think like, when I moved back to Nashville, there was a little bit of me that was like, of course I'm going to write songs for forever because I love writing songs and I love creating things. But like, as an artist, like, what do I want? And like, what is this for? And like, am I still like, am I an artist? Like once an all artist, always an artist? Is that real? And,
Mm-hmm.
I was like I was bartending again for a period, and like, was maybe like casually looking into like an equine massage therapy sort of option as like a vocation. and just kind of like really digging at like the part of me was digging at the why, but was also kind of just letting myself like kind of float around. And and was lucky enough to kind of catch like myself being authentic. Whoops.
So is that what this, like, I know you've been writing the record for a few years, but is that what the gap between albums kind of was? Like just you sort of taking stock of everything and like figuring
Yeah.
everything out?
Well, I think, when I made Phantom too, like I kind of was aware at the same time that I wasn't like I was letting somebody else steer the ship. I was kind of like letting like my manager's input and like producer's input mean more to me than my own input.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to kind of resent myself and resent my own project kind of in the process of that.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I started a band with a really close friend of mine, and that project became like very authentic to me and was very like indicative of like where I was at that time. And I started to kind of like abandon myself and like my own project, and like kind of I burnt the whole building down for like all intents and purposes, and was really focused on like making that project like be the world dominating, like, the reason that I had been in music all along, blah 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 sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out the bands are really hard. Like, mad respect to anybody that like is able to stay in a band and like make it work. Like, it just really is, you know it is very much like a romantic relationship, and a marriage, and a business partner. And yeah, it was really hard. So
Mm.
um we parted ways, and amicably. And uh I was kind of like writing for other artists, because I was also starting to discover around that period that I also just like I really do like helping people find their megaphone and helping people find their stories, and like um helping other artists take that seed that might not make sense to them but might make a little bit of sense to me, or take that seed that means something to them and like draw more meaning out of it, or like dig it deeper, or like make it you know uh, go a little wider, or whatever. But yeah, I think I was just kind of like wandering around and like looking at what I wanted. And so yeah, I think I know myself as a writer like fairly well, at this point. And I feel beyond fortunate to get to have another go round as an artist with Anti, like that they like believe in this record and this project. Because yeah, I don't know, I feel like I could very just as well have kind of like uh I don't know, floated out in the ether for another fair bit.
Yeah.
I like it out there too. It's pretty cool.
But it's nice to come down to earth every now and then.
It's so nice to be on Earth, man. It's pretty cool down here.
Sometimes.
For most of the
Mm,
time, some of the time.
some of the time.
Part-time
Um,
cool on Earth.
so I tried to find out a little bit about your background, and I found that you, because as I said, I was unaware of you until this year. And I found, well, for one, you were born in Connecticut, where I am, which is neat.
Get out. Check it out.
I don't think you like lived here for very long. Am I right in saying that?
No, I was there until I was like 7 or 8, but like, yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty tight.
All right, cool. I always like when I find out musicians and artists who came from Connecticut, because like growing up in high school, I'm always like, nah, there's nobody from Connecticut ever. And then you find out that there's actually like a few people. Like now there's you, and there's Tune Yards is from Connecticut,
Get
and
out.
yeah, she is. She's from like Canaan or something. Yeah,
Shut up.
like
Oh my God.
her parents still live here, and I saw her in Hamden, right outside of New Haven,
Oh
and
my
her
God. That's
parents were
hysterical.
there. It
Holy
was so
shit,
cute.
dude. I
Did you?
literally like I went to Silvermine Elementary School in Norwalk, Connecticut, which
I,
was like down the street from
there
New
you
Canaan. Like,
go.
I remember like being in New Canaan all the time.
You probably saw her.
That's hysterical. Oh my
And
God.
then I think also Joan Wasser, Jonas Policewoman, is from here.
Get out.
Yeah,
What a bad bitch.
she might actually be from Norwalk. I hate to tell you.
Oh my Oh
I could be
God.
wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah,
What
so
if we
like,
like rode bikes by each other? Like that would be the best thing
yeah,
ever.
maybe you rode by while she was like fiddling on her violin on the street corner or something. I don't know.
I would lose my
Um,
mind.
you were probably 11 or something, so I don't even know if we would have known, but
That's even better. Like I just get to like I just get to pick up like on the magic. You know what I mean? Just
mm,
carry that with me.
right. So in addition to that, though, I found that you were featured in some kind of like documentary once from your music school. What's that about?
I was in this like after school kind of music school, like music lessony um thing called rock school. And I did it for like I think like 2.5 years
Hmm.
in high school. So not like my entire high school career, but you know, like a little bit. But basically like it just kind of taught like high school age kids like how to shred and um put us all in like kind of weird like Zappa cover bands and you know taught us like how to play like songs by the Police and like my first show was like the punk show and it was just like a you know very like variety show. I guess genuinely it really is that it's like it's like it's like the best mixtape of like punk songs from like you know the 80s or 70s to present, and like just a bunch of high school kids like trying to play it on stage and like totally not melt down like in front of their moms, you know.
Right. So they made a film about it?
Yeah, they made a documentary about it. It's like an hour and a half long documentary series. I actually watched it for the first time in like I don't even know like 15 years the other night with my boyfriend because I was like I finally feel safe enough to show this to someone that I'm dating, and if you tell anyone about this, I'm going to kill you.
Hmm.
But I'm ready to watch it now.
Well, I found out about it and he didn't tell me, so
So he's good. Like
he's
he can
good. I
totally he'll live to see another day.
Yeah, it's out there. I didn't watch it though. I don't know where I could ever watch it. I just thought it was funny,
You
but
can't. That's my favorite part. You
oh,
can't watch
okay.
it. But my dad still has it on DVD and he like snail mailed me the DVD.
Nice, nice. And now
I'll send
you
you the
have it.
Vimeo link if I'm feeling like, you know,
Okay,
just
cool.
very generous.
Yeah, I'll let that marinate. I'll let you sit on that. I just thought that was funny, and also that it's called Rock School is kind of funny to me.
It's so funny. Well, there was like this whole like conspiracy theory behind it too, because like the people that ended up like making the School of Rock with Jack Black like
Hmm.
came to Philadelphia and like did this whole thing and told us that they were making a documentary very much like the documentary that was being made about us, blah blah blah. The guy that runs or ran the school that I was enrolled in was named Paul Green. And so we called it the color conspiracy because it was like Paul Green versus Jack Black and whatever. It's ridiculous.
It's just Rock School sounds like a Disney movie or something,
Oh my God, it does. Oh, that's, I mean, look, I have a Disney
which is
bucket
fine.
list situation. I would love to be in a Disney movie. It
Hey,
was, I'm
this
telling you right
podcast
now,
might help you. Who knows?
that, oh my God, this is just another peg
I
in the
work for
hole.
Disney actually.
Oh my God, you're my answer. It's you. You can fill
Um,
my bucket list. It's you.
they just announced like a Snow White remake. Maybe you can be in that.
I just want to sing, or I want to be like an animated, I don't know, an animated tree or something
Yeah,
magical.
yeah, for sure. Don't we all?
Like looking around the yard, I'm like, animated tree. There are trees that tree. I want to be an animated tree. I want to be an animated fan.
I want
That's
to
what
be
I
a
want.
fan. God damn it!
Just make me a fan.
Like Beauty and the Beast 2, and there's a talking fan. That would.
Beauty and Beauty and the Beast like finally like reaches the 21st century.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast does electricity. Oh my God.
Oh my God, there's like a TV. It's like Brave Little Toaster now.
I was literally thinking Brave Little Toaster. I love
Because they
I
have electricity.
uh, Brave Little Toaster, that movie still makes me cry. Like
I haven't
when
seen it since I was little, but I know it's sad.
there's that part where the toaster is in the woods and I think like a flower sees its reflection and then like the brave little toaster like has to leave and then the flower wilts because like it thinks that the flower that it fell in love with like left them.
Oh,
So
see,
it's
I
just
don't
the
even
saddest.
remember that.
God, literally it was like just debilitatingly sad.
All I kind of remember is like the blanket character was particularly sad.
So weird.
So
Yeah.
weird.
The
I
weirdest
remember,
character.
wait, I kind of remember in my haze of my memory that the blanket has like this weird square
Yeah,
face.
nose. Yeah, with the dial is its nose.
But is it an electric blanket? Is that the
I think it's an
thing?
electric blanket. I think that's
I don't
exactly
think they
right.
ever say that.
No, you're
It's
right.
just,
When
I
you
think
said
it's just a
electric blanket,
blanket.
no, when you said electric blanket, I was like, I know what he's talking about, but I can't believe that I'd never really actually like put the electric blanket, like I never assigned that to that
Yeah,
character.
I never did until this moment either, but it's just like kind of, it's such a bizarre character design and they don't explain it.
That
What
is
a
so
weird
great.
fucking movie. I should watch
What a
that movie.
weird movie. Yeah,
And
but
the
that's a
vacuum, is
rewatch.
the vacuum the angry one?
Yep, he's the
The
angry
the
one.
grumpy one?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like the grumpy old man. The vacuum is the grumpy old man
I'm
because
so
he sucks.
curious. I'm so curious who made Brave Little Toaster because it feels like this is so unrelated to anything we talked about. That's fine.
I love it. I love it.
It feels like one of those movies that's like not Disney, but like wanted to be Disney, like those like
Oh,
knockoff-ish kind of movies.
totally.
But I think it
Totally.
is. I think it is a Disney movie. I think it's just one of those like forgotten ones.
I was racking my brains. I was like, can I watch that on my Disney Plus subscription that I obviously got during the pandemic because like I was
Duh, yeah,
subscribed
I
to
mean,
everything during the
yeah, of course.
pandemic.
Watch all those like Disney Channel movies and the old
Oh yeah, I
cartoons,
went Star Wars start to finish.
right?
I went like Tinkerbell deep. I went all over the place,
So
man.
this is why it's your aspiration to become a talking fan.
I just love Disney in a deep way. And I know that, Disney is probably evil now and like we're going to cancel Disney in like 2 seconds or maybe we already canceled
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna
Disney.
say it's shocking we haven't yet,
It's insane. It just shows you like the Disney power. Like it just
for
shows you
sure,
like the raging bicep that is
for
Disney.
sure.
So
I mean,
nuts.
they own like everything. They probably own my podcast somehow.
Oh yeah, they own Zoom for sure. Like they just
Yeah,
own our asses.
absolutely. There's about to be like a new Zoom series that gets like nominated for an Emmy or something.
Oh, great Disney God, if you can hear me right now, if there's any wish that you can grant me, Genie Disney God, let me please just be a fan.
Yeah, just
Let me be an animated
make
fan,
Maddie a
please.
damn fan.
Just one time, one time.
One blade of a fan.
One fan blade. Oh, it is. I think aren't all the Miyazaki movies on Disney
They
Plus
are.
too?
Have you not dived into that yet?
No, that is the reason that I got Disney. I'm just remembering that.
Oh, okay.
I
Yes.
haven't watched the new one. I haven't watched the whatever it's called, the something witch. Have
Oh,
you heard about it?
like the newest Ghibli movie.
The newest Ghibli
Is
movie.
that the one that's all weird and like 3D-ish?
Yeah, it's the first one that's their
Yeah.
3D something something.
I
And
have not watched it because I thought the trailer looked real weird.
I thought it looked kind of trash too, but then I found out that Casey Musgraves is like singing
Yeah,
a
she
song
voices
on
a
it.
character, I think, too.
Yeah, and so I'm like, well, like she wouldn't do something trash, so like we all have to give it a shot.
I guess we should probably watch
We have to do
it.
it.
Yeah, they're all there. All the Ghibli movies are there. And I've seen all the Miyazaki movies. I have not seen all the other movies, the Takahata movies and the other ones like Ocean Waves. I haven't seen Ocean
Ah,
Waves.
yeah. See, I'm trying to expand my horizons, but I'm also just a creature of habit, so I'm like
Me
totally
too.
fine to just watch My Friend Totoro until like I die.
That's me with like Spirited Away. Like I could just watch it
Oh,
forever.
it's so good. It's so good. Just don't get high and watch that one. It's so terrifying.
Oh, I bet. That's kind of
Oh,
already a scary movie.
it's a little scary, and like when you're stoned, it's like absolutely unreasonably scary. It's unreasonable.
He is supposedly making another movie,
Really?
Miyazaki, even though he's
Get
retired.
out.
He's retired like 7 times, but every time he said he's going to come back. He has like a movie, it's something about a caterpillar. I don't know.
Oh,
It's really actually, if you want your heart to melt before we go, he said that he wasn't going to make another one, but he's making another one because he wants to leave it as a gift for his grandson before he passes
ah,
away.
no. Oh.
And like, how fucking sweet and terribly sad is that? I mean, he's old. I don't think he's going to die anytime soon. He's in his 70s, I think, but like, it's just so sad to hear.
As if you couldn't love him more. He's
I know.
leaving a gift for his grandson that's also about, did you say about a
Yeah, I
caterpillar?
think it's called like Burrow the Caterpillar, I think, or
That's the
something like
most
that.
beautiful thing. You know that it's going to be the most poetic shit we've ever seen in our
Yeah.
lives.
No, it's gonna be sweet and cute and lovely, and I can't wait. I'm sad that Takahata died. That's sad. But Princess Kagi is really good.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's probably on Disney Plus. You should watch it. It's kind
All right.
of
Yes.
it's kind of unlike anything else. It's like very hand drawn, like pencil and watercolor hand drawn.
Cool.
It's so mesmerizingly beautiful to watch.
Okay, sick. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so in. I need some good veg out time anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's 2.5 hours of some pretty melancholy animation, but that's, that's my thing. That's my shit. So
I'll bet if I showed my mom that, she'd be like, "Why are you trying to make me watch this? What do you do when you're at home?"
All right. Well, this has been a very circuitous conversation, but
I love it so much. Thank you.
I love it too. I had a really good time. Thank you very much for spending this time with me.
Thank you for being a digital blur, beautiful.
I know
blur.
it never
it's
even
been so
fixed
fun
it.
to watch.
It never even fixed itself. For people who are listening, I have been a staccato, mosaic, digital glitchy blur for this entire conversation.
A total glitch monster this whole time.
Yeah, very, very off-putting, but I'm glad that you stuck through it. So the new record, History of a Feeling, is out August 27th on Anti. It's really lovely, and I hope everyone goes and listens to it now if it's out already. If it's not, pre-save it, pre-order it. It'll be out real soon, I bet. So do it up. It's very good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Maddie, for talking to me today.
Dude, all right. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.